Hey guys, Rick from Ozark Living Homestead. I mentioned in the So You Want to Know Friday video that I went to a sale and sold one of my bucks last night, and I'll show you which one it was actually the spotted buck. I wasn't prepared. I had planned on buying eventually a guard dog, what they call an LGD, large guard dog. Well, they had one, a Mennonite, Amish Mennonite was there, and he had some calves that he was selling last night, and I think some hogs too, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, he had this pup, and it's a Anatolian and Great Pyrenees mix. Looks more Anatolian than it does anything, but they started it at $25. Nobody would bid on it. Anyway, they went all the way down to $10. And I thought, I really don't get a dog. My wife doesn't want me to get a dog right now. She wanted the llama to put in with the goats. Right now we have nothing in there, which is a big mistake because the coyotes are getting closer and closer. But anyway, they got down to $10, and I thought, why not? I said, I can deal with it. She gets mad at me. She's just going to get mad at me, but I know she'll like it. But the only thing is, this is not a pet. In fact, I went on and bid $10. Then somebody else bid, and then it kept going and kept going and kept going. Honestly, and you guys may not believe this, it only got up to $16, and the person backed off, so I got it for $16. And when the guy got ready to leave after he waited till all his calves sold and everything, when he got ready to leave, I saw him get up and go outside. I didn't know that's what he was doing. And I went and I asked him, I kind of followed him out, and I asked him if he'd just give me any kind of information, whatever. It didn't matter. I just wanted to know before I take it to a bed. I said, which I knew, because people, for some reason up in this area, really don't vaccinate their dogs. I think they do some worming, but that's probably about it. But of course, my wife would never let me get away with it. I'm going to take him to a vet and get his shots. And anyway, he had told me he had wormed it, but that's all he had done. And he told me it was a 3.5-month-old, and that it was Anatolian and the Great Pyrenees mix. He said, now, it's not a pet. I said, no, I'm not looking for a pet. I want a guard dog. He says, well, and it's a she. He said, she will come up to you, but she's not going to be all over you, and she's not going to follow you around, because that's not what she was bred for. I said, well, that's what I want. I want her to stay with the goats. He said, well, she was born with the goats. He said she was actually born out in the field with the goats. The mother had the puppies out in the field with the goats. He said that's how good the mother was. She would stay right with the goats and the sheep. He said, so she was raised around them. She was born around them, so she'll stay right with them. Now, again, I'm new to trying to introduce these kind of dogs to the herd. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this, so she doesn't try to dig out from under the fence right now, because she's not used to this herd. Maybe she'll take right to them and just follow them right around. I don't know. But at first, I'm going to just put her in. I have a smaller kennel than this. Not a lot smaller, but a little smaller. And I'm going to take a cattle panel, and I'm going to put it in a round circle. And I'm going to, of course, put it under the shelter where she can stay dry. But she can come in and out of the kennel, and she can move around in that small. But it's right there with the goats. And she'll be sleeping right in her little pen, which will be right next to the shelter, or partially under the shelter where the goats are. So it's like she's always going to be right there with them when they're sleeping under the shelter, or staying under there for, to get out of the heat or whatever. So anyway, guys, I know I've rambled enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right now. I'm going to pick it back up in a little bit. I'm going to try to do it in sections and piece it together once we get her situated out there in the pen, and show you guys how she's doing. Because right now I didn't even have any dog food, so I gave her water last night, gave her water this morning, so I've got to go up to the feed store real fast, get her some food so I can get her fed. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in a few. Hey, guys, it's the 30th July, about 9 in the morning. I am trying to get a shot of the new pup. I put her in, and I'll show you in a few minutes what we put her in yesterday, or day before, anyway, yesterday. I'm not sure if you can see her, but I put her in she's right in between those two goats over there. Well, she's right on the other side of them now. They've moved. I'm sorry about the shakiness here. Trying to get a shot of her. But anyway, I came out this morning, and I looked, 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 because there she goes. Because the little pen that I put her in under the shelter over there, within 30 minutes she was out of it. And I put it in so she would get used to the goats, and they would get used to her, and they'd sleep next to each other, so she'd pretty much hang with them. Now, when I bought it, I mentioned that I bought it from a Mennonite guy. Well, I bought it at the auction, but a Mennonite guy bought it in. And I did ask him, and he told me she was actually born out in the pasture with goats and sheep. So she's used to being with them and staying with them. She's moving along in that high grass. It's kind of hard to see her. She's still moving. I can barely see her, but he told me that, so she's used to, there she is. She's used to being with them, so it wouldn't be a problem. She really won't come up to me. She'll come up to me wagging her tail, but she won't come up enough where I can touch her. She'll get used to me. But anyway, once she got out yesterday, I mean, literally, it wasn't 30 minutes. I don't even know how she got out. Still don't know. I didn't try to put her back in. I didn't try to catch her because she was actually just following the goats around, which is what she's supposed to do. And her being born into this, and from day one, basically being around the goats and the sheep, she's doing what she's supposed to do, and that's what I want her to do. So, and that's what she keeps doing now. She has actually spent the whole night with these goats. There she goes. Zooming out, maybe you guys can see a little better. There she goes. And when she gets a little older, you know, of course, she'll be more protective. She seems to want to stay along the fence line, but what somebody told me, they'll do their patrols along the fence line to make sure nothing's getting in. I've lost her now. I think she's laid down in the weeds over there somewhere. But anyway, she's basically doing what she's supposed to do. She's staying right with them and moving along with them. When they move, she moves. She stays with them very close. And they don't seem to mind her. You know, mine, of course, are not used to it, but the other ones are. They're used to dogs. So, you know, maybe they're going to do okay. I mean, I'm sure they will. They'll get used to each other. And plus, she's a pup. And the advantage I have here is, like I said, she was born amongst them. She basically probably thinks she is a goat or a sheep, and that's what you want them to do, because they'll always stay right with them, and they're not as likely to come running up to humans when humans are around. They're more likely to just stay with the herd, because they are part of the herd and they think they're part of the herd. But of course, I've got to somehow get her used to coming up to me when I need her to come up to me. So when she needs, you know, any kind of medications or vet checks or, you know, shots and stuff like that, worming and all that, and I'll have to get some treats somehow. But I don't want her running up every time she sees me either. So, but she's got to learn to come to me when I need her to come to me. And she's actually, I can't see her, but she's right in there where Dumbo is, the sheep. Yeah, she's still laying down over in them weeds over there. I can't see her. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'll try to get this posted up for the day. There's been a couple of people commented they like to see the new pup. And I started this video yesterday. And then it just started raining. It just pouring rain. Finally, we're getting some rain. It cooled off a little bit. So, but anyway, oh, that's right. If you'll look, what I did, I took a hog panel. I don't know if you can see it, because you see right through it there. But anyway, I took a hog panel, just kind of put it in a circle, wired it shut, put her in there with food and water, and put it under the shelter. And like I said, within 30 minutes, I don't know if she climbed over it, came under it, or came through it, but she got out of that. Within 30 minutes, she was out, and I thought she was gone. And I happened to see her head pop up out of the weeds out in the field. So, and she was out there where the goats were. All right, I'm gonna hang around for a few seconds. The goats are headed over this way and everything, and maybe she'll come over this way, and I'll get a little bit closer shot of her. Well, there she is. She got up, and she's moving around there again. She keeps popping her head up and looking around, seeing where the goats is. She'll watch them from one side to the other. I reckon that's how she does it. And she kind of keeps eye on them, because they're in kind of two little groups here. And she's like in between them. Actually, she's following the ones that are a little closer over there to the other side. Maybe that's because I'm standing over here. But when they move away from the fence line where they were, she got up and looked up and then started following them. And of course, she just got over there, and she said, "Is just watching me now." And then she looks back at the goats. Let's see, I keep getting out of focus here. There she goes, she's moving again. Not sure if you guys can see her, but she's an Anatolian and, oh geez, Great Pyrenees mix. She looks almost all Anatolian though. But you can see a little bit of fuzziness in her, so you know she's got something else in her. But she comes from Pyrenees and Anatolia. There you go. And she's right up next to the goats there. And those were two of my goats she's laid down now that were not used to dogs. Because one of them is actually the baby and has never seen a dog or been around a dog. So it actually kind of took to it real easy. And for some reason, the two new ones that I put in, they're laying out in the weeds over there. There she goes. She's following them again now. She has kind of taken to those two more, and because they came from a place that had dogs. She's kind of taken to them more. But you can see her now. She's kind of, because they're coming over this way, she's kind of following them. She's keeping up with those guys. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and take this in and see if I can get this uploaded. She's headed back over the shed. I haven't fed her this morning because I couldn't find her. She was hiding in the weeds. I thought maybe she had gotten out, but she didn't. So I've got to go get her food and get it out here. It's about 9:30 in the morning. She won't come close over here because I'm over here, but she'll stay close to the shed. Alright guys, alright. You guys have a great day.